Photography.
Yeah.
You've just started photography. You've shared some of your photographs, which has been amazing. How's it been for you? What do you love about it, and what do you love to shoot?
Well, I started kind of getting into it a few years back, around '08, '09. That's when I really decided, okay, I've always wanted to take pictures, but I honestly couldn't take my camera off of automatic. So I took a basic class learning how to work a camera and a basic Photoshop class. And I still had my beginner, Rebel from a million years ago, and really cheap lenses. And I thought, okay, it kind of took me as far as I could go with that. And then I had ideas for more. I really love natural light. I'm not a big fan, and I never really wanted to learn studio work, putting up lights. I love natural portraits. That's one of my favorite things to shoot. And I love weird kind of things. I love when I go for a hike or something with friends, and they're all taking the big vistas, and I'll get in close on a clump of algae that's growing, because I just love textures, and I kind of I put them in my computer and I leave them because I don't always have time to sit down and play with it. But when I do, I'll get up, Photoshop Bridge, and I'll scroll through and I'll go, oh yeah, I remember that shot, and I'll play with it, and I'll play with the textures and the colors, and sometimes, kind of sounds corny, but sometimes a simple shot will mean something to me, and it'll make me want to alter it slightly so that it has more of an emotional impact for me. Other people won't look at it and go, oh, big emotion. But for me, it's like, okay, that's what I saw in my eye, in my mind's eye when I tried to take the shot. So I love doing that. I love playing around with the shot. Nothing too crazy. And of course, I'd love to be Ansel Adams and take wonderful, glorious, big, wide open spaces shots, but I rarely go to those places,
They're really, really beautiful photos. I mean, they're really beautiful in terms of color and texture. Now, the holidays are coming up. Obviously, everyone goes crazy with gifts and shopping. So what, for you, what do the holidays mean, the essence of the holidays, and what are the holidays like at your place?
Well, I, for a long time, really focused on the kids ever since they were really little. That, to me, has always been what the holidays are about. When I was raised, my mom and dad, it was all about the family. There was, 6 of us, and my dad worked in a steel foundry, and my mom, stayed at home until he passed. Then she worked in various jobs in factories, so there wasn't a great deal of money, but they made us feel like it was the most magical time because we were told to yell up the chimney to the elves to tell them what we wanted Santa to bring. And we never expected to get it because it would always be like a big toy. When I say a big toy, for me, some of my most memorables were a pram, which is like, a doll's baby carriage.
Oh, like a stroller.
Well, back then, they reclined in it. It was like the old-fashioned prams with the hood, and it wasn't, this is way back before y'all had your little pink Barbie strollers. I really wanted one, but it was never going to happen. And magically, not only did Santa bring me that year, but somebody had made a beautiful pillow and coverlet with yellow seersucker. I can picture it now, trimmed in white lace, and a little outfit for my doll, which of course I dressed my dog up in and put her in the pram and pushed her around. So that blew me away. That to me was like, oh my God, your dreams can come true. So I've always tried to, since my kids were little, have them tell Santa about something they really wanted and not really expect to get. So we kind of did that. I always had so much fun helping Santa out. And apart from like some special gifts and some fun things, tons and tons of food that's bad for you. Tons of food. We start the morning where they open up their stockings, and it's filled with all sorts of little toys and stuff, and candies and all sorts of things. By the way, even though my kids are now 21 and 20 almost, they still get a stocking with, and they would be totally devastated if they didn't get a fun Christmas stocking. That is the first thing they open. They want to see what's in there. Santa brings all sorts of great things, tattoos, the little lick and stick on your hand ones and bubble ones and stuff. It's great. But they start the morning, instead of breakfast, they start eating candy for breakfast. And that's how Christmas Day goes on. They eat enough candy to not throw up, and then I cook them pancakes.
Okay.
And then they proceed to eat more candy. And then I do a big Christmas dinner. I'm a terrible cook, but the one thing that I can do, I've learned to make pancakes, and I've learned to do all the side dishes, the different vegetables, grilled, roasted, all sorts of things. A couple of different potatoes. I like to do roasted garlic rosemary potatoes
So you
and
do cook.
mashed. No, but that's basic stuff. If somebody handed me a turkey and said cook it, I'd laugh. So we usually get a Christmas ham, and it's cooked already. It's a big beautiful ham that professionals cook, and that's the centerpiece. And then if the other stuff has a little bit of a fail moment, it's not so bad, One or two of the things I do can fail, because by that time anyway, they're totally stuffed in all of the garbage they've eaten all day. So it's easy. Oh, and Mama here likes to have a Christmas mimosa. That's how I start my day.
That's your candy.
Well, that's my way to take the horrible pain of having to cook all day away. Because, I am so stressed out at trying to time everything to come out at the same time that to me it's like it's much more difficult than putting on a concert. Trying to present a dinner is like, to me, harder than a juggling act. So yeah, so at the end of it, I definitely need a mimosa.
You ever think about a crock pot?
Oh, I have crock pots, but we don't do that for Christmas. I'll make soup and chilies and stuff for them during the normal course of the year. But no, Christmas, my parents taught me that Christmas requires a big effort, and it doesn't matter the size of a gift you give your kids or your family. It doesn't matter about the actual, numeric cost of something. I think that what they taught me was the effort that you put into making it magical, that is pure love. So that's what we try to do.
So what is your Christmas wish, and what would you like to say to all your fans on Facebook?
Well, I mean, I think I say it every year, but it still blows me away that my fans are out there and they support me and they come to see my shows. I mean, when I step out there, I am so relieved when I see familiar faces. It gives me confidence. It makes me want to do well. I love having faces just, in the front row, the second row, like just dotted around. I look for the faces now, and that comforts me. I truly love that. And so I guess my wish is just that I get to keep doing this for some more years, Every year I kind of go, oh, is this going to be the last one? Is this when, nobody's going to show up? I've never ever taken it for granted that I get to continue doing this that I love. So I'm very aware that it's my fans that keep that alive for me, and that's something that I'm truly blessed by. So my Christmas wish is that all of my fans out there get to feel something like I feel when I see their faces. That if it's not me, something in their life makes them feel that good and that supported and that loved. Because if you have that feeling in your life, even if it's just once a year, it's such a feeling of reinforcement, It's just great. It's like, I don't know. It's like somebody's put their arms around you. So I wish that for all of my fans, that they feel as loved as I do by them.